there! Good day, grade 7 learners. This academic year is unexpected, but we are ready to tackle the new normal head on. So I'm looking forward to a great class with you. Welcome to our English class. I'm Jenevive Santos. You can call me Teacher Viv, much better, Teacher Investigator. And I train young investigators by providing the generous knowledge and vivifying learning for students like you. Here, inside this envelope, contains your first mission as student investigators. I will read it for you. Dear investigators, you can call me Mr. Pat, and I want to ask for your help to find my wedding ring. I last saw myself wearing the ring in my office, but I had gone to the restaurant, school, and hospital before I noticed it missing. Please help me, investigators. Hmm, it is a tough mission, but don't worry, I'll back you up. I will help you find some clues to solve Mr. Pat's case. How? After the lesson discussion, you will be given an activity and you must collect puzzle pieces from each activities. Have you ever seen a traffic light? Red for stop, green for go, and orange for warning. This is an example of pattern that we follow. Words have patterns also, and here are some samples. Focus on the example and on your notebook, I'd like you to write the letter of your answer. What do you think should be the answer to complete the pattern? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it. Are you ready to show your answer? What is your guess? Time to reveal the answer. Are your answers correct? Well then, good job. Here's a ribbon for you. Congratulations. Here's another example. Take a look at the words. I know that you can do it too. I'll give you 5 seconds to figure it out. Time is up. Can I see your answers? Congratulations! Here's a ribbon for those who got the correct answer. Bravo! How did you know the answers? Do you have any techniques to solve them? Do you have any idea what we're going to learn for today? Correct! It's about analogy. Today, you're going to develop and practice the necessary skills to address each types of analogy completion questions and also broaden your vocabulary. At the end of this episode, here are your key takeaways. 1. Identify analogy and its relationships. 2. Supply the words or expressions that complete the analogy. 3. Arrange the correct pair of analogies. 4. Determine the benefits of analogy in seeing the relationship between words, terms, and ideas. Also, you are going to receive puzzle pieces and medals in every correct answers. So wait for my signal and keep on collecting them. Everyone's ready? Good. Now bring out your self-learning module, notebook, and a pen. Now class, what is an analogy? An analogy is a comparison of two things to show their similarities. Sometimes the things being compared are quite similar, but other times they could be very different. Nevertheless, an analogy explains one thing in terms of another to highlight how they are alike. It has the ultimate goal of making a point about this comparison. The purpose of an analogy is not merely to show, but also to explain. For example, hammer is to nail as comb is to hair. This example vividly shows the relationship between the hammer and the nail and the comb and the hair. Hammer is a tool with heavy metal head used for driving in and hitting the nails, while a comb could be a wooden, plastic, or metal tool used for untangling or styling the hair. A single colon separates the words in each pair and it stands for the phrase is to. For example, hammer is to nail, comb is to hair. While a double colon separates the pairs and it stands for the word as. For example, hammer is to nail as comb is to hair. One possible way to read or verbalize an analogy is like the sample. Hammer is to nail as comb is to hair. Keep in mind that the first set of words depicts the relationship that is similar or identical to the second set of words. But there's a key. The key is deciding what the relationship between the first set of words is and matching it in the second set. Easy peasy, right? I know that you can't wait to answer the exercises for analogies, but I am here to help you learn more about the relationships. So stay and listen well. Analogies have different types of relationships. The first one is synonyms, a relationship in analogy in which both terms have the same meaning. For example, gather is to collect, as choose is to select. Gather means bringing things together in one place, and collect refers to picking up objects in sequence, while on the other pair, choose means to pick or to make a choice, whereas select refers to choosing one or more elements of a set, especially a set of options. Both pairs have nearly the same meaning, which means that they have a synonymous relationship. Antonyms, a relationship in analogy in which the terms are opposite in meaning. For example, kind is to cruel as happiness is to sadness. Kind means people who are generous, helpful, and who thinks of other people's feelings. It is the opposite of cruel, which refers to people who willfully causing pain or suffering to others. Hence, kind and cruel have an antonymous relationship. Same with the other pair. Happiness means the state of being happy or joyful. It is the opposite of sadness, which refers to the state of being sad or helpless. Hence, happiness and sadness have an antonymous relationship. Cause and effect, a relationship in analogy in which one term is the result of the other term. For example, trip is to fall as spin is to dizzy. The cause is when a person trips. The effect is there's a possibility that the person will fall. Same with the other pair. The reason is when a person spins, the result will be dizziness. Part to whole, a relationship in analogy in which one term is part of the other term. For example, whiskers is to cat as wings is to bird. The whiskers are tactile hairs and one of the body parts of the cat used for sensory input, while the wings are paired forelimb in birds. It gives them the ability to fly, which makes it one of the important body parts of the bird. Place, a relationship in analogy in which one word describes a place. It could be a location, environment, forum, and settings. while the other word describes an object or event associated with that place. For example, sea is to fish as forest is to moose. Fish could be found in the sea, whereas moose could be found in the forest. Place simply refers to where something can be found. Characteristic quality, a relationship in the analogy in which the first word names a person or thing, and the second word describes or names a characteristic of that person or thing. For example, puppies is to furry as fish is to slippery. One of the puppy's physical characteristics is having a fur-covered bodies, and one of the fish's physical characteristic is having slippery bodies. Degree, a relationship in which one word shows a greater or lesser extent. For example, chuckle is to laugh as whimper is to cry. A chuckle is a little laugh, just as a whimper is a little cry. Function, a relationship in which it makes use of things and the things they do. For example, knife is to cut, as pen is to write. The function of a knife is to cut, just as the function of a pen is to write. Performer and action, a relationship in which the first word names a person or an animal and the second word refers to an action associated with them. For example, author is to write as voice actor is to dub. An author writes books or any literature, and a voice actor dub to present a character across cartoons, movies, TV shows, and so on. Performer and object, a relationship between a person or animal and some object that you associate with that person or animal. For example, police is to gun as doctor is to stethoscope. Gun is a weapon used by the police, while stethoscope is a medical instrument used by doctor. Now, student investigators, I know that you are ready and thrilled to answer the learning task. So come on, let's go and get ready for the learning investigation level 1. Are you ready? I can hear you. Perfect. Now, I need you to identify the type of analogy of the given pair of words. Choose your answer from the given choices, then write it on your notebook. Number 1. Up is to down. What type of analogy is the given pair? A. Performer and object. B. Place. C. Antonyms. And the correct answer is C. Antonyms, because up and down are a set of words that have different meanings. Up means towards a higher place or position, while down means towards or in a lower place or position. Number 2. Pretty is to gorgeous. Find the correct answer. Letter A. Cause and effect. B. Synonyms. C. Degree. The correct answer is B. Synonyms, because pretty means attractive and truly beautiful, whereas gorgeous refers to very attractive and beautiful. They have the same meaning, that's why it's a synonyms. Number 3. Rain is to flood. Figure out the answer, class. Letter A. Cause and effect. B. Degree. C. Part to whole. Your answer should be A. Cause and effect, because floods can happen because of heavy rains. Number 4. Trunk is to tree. What is the correct answer, students? A. Synonyms. B. Antonyms. C. Part to whole. The answer is C. Part to whole, because trunk is the main woody system of a tree. Number 5. Carpenter is to hammer. Do your best to choose the answer. Letter A. Performer and object. B. Place. C. Function. No sweat. The answer is A. Performer and object, because carpenters construct and repair things mostly with the use of a hammer. Number 6. Doctor is to hospital. Try to keep up class. Here are the choices. A. Antonyms. B. Place. C. Degree. A piece of cake. The right answer is B. Place, because you could find doctors in their working place, which is the hospital. Good job, dear students! Thank you for participating in our activity. Maybe some of you have written different answers, but that is fine, because each student have different study skills. But I'm confident that you have tried your best to answer the exercise. You can do better in our next activity. For those who got the correct answers, here's a medal and a puzzle piece for you. Keep up, students! Game for another task? Alright, let's go and get ready for the Learning Investigation Level 2. Are you ready? I can't hear you. Very good. This time, I want you to analyze the sentences and select the correct answer. So get your notebook and pen to write your answers. Number 1. Synonyms. A. Something that is huge is very big. B. Something that is good is very bad. C. Something that is new is very sweet. Correct. Letter A. Something that is huge is very big. Number 2. Part to whole. A. A cat is part of a dog. B. A branch is part of a tree. C. A school is part of a truck. Great! Letter B. A branch is part of a tree. 3. Antonyms. A. Cheap is the opposite of expensive. B. Small is the opposite of little. C. Big is the opposite of large. Awesome! Letter A. Cheap is the opposite of expensive. Number 4. Characteristic, quality. A. A characteristic of money is to be hungry. B. A characteristic of tea is to be silly. C. A characteristic of grass is to be green. Fantastic! Letter C. A characteristic of grass is to be green. Number 5. Function. A. Ears are used to hear. B. Hair is used to think. C. Toes are used to talk. Correct. Letter A. Ears are used to hear. See, you are able to answer the activity just by relying to what you have learned. I think you got it now. Things are getting more exciting. Let's continue and answer more learning activities. But before that, here's a medal and a puzzle piece for those who got the correct answers. Congratulations, learners! Get ready for the Learning Investigation Level 3. I know you'll get this one. Are you ready? I can hear you. Great! This time, there will be no choices. In this activity, you need to provide the correct missing word to complete the analogy. Write your answers in your notebook. Number 1. Plus is to add as blank is to subtract. The answer is minus. Plus is to add as minus is to subtract. Number 2. Dawn is to morning as dusk is to blank. The answer is evening. Dawn is to morning as dusk is to evening. Number 3. Blank is to enormous as drizzle is to storm. The answer is big. Big is to enormous as drizzle is to storm. Good thinking, learners! That's the end of the Learning Investigation Level 3. I'm so proud of you. You truly deserve the third puzzle and a medal. But stay fired up and ready to answer the last learning investigation, dear students. This will be harder, but I believe in you. Are you ready? I can hear you. Great! Come on! Identify the correct missing word and arrange the right pairs of analogies. Write the correct format in your notebooks. I'll give you 2 minutes to do it. Are you excited to check your answers? Alright, number 1. Psychologist is to consultation, as choreographer is to dancer. 2. Butcher is to knife, as baker is to oven. 3. Scissor is to cut, as shovel is to dig. 4. Mist is to fog, as drizzle is to storm. 5. Rainbow is to colorful, as sandpaper is to rough. 6. Itch is to scratch, as practice is to improve. 7. Priest is to church, as doctor is to hospital. 8. Boy is to girl, as brother is to sister. 9. Center is to middle, as near is to close. Last, number 10. Wheel is to car, as pedal is to bicycle. I knew you could do it, class! Congratulations! You did a great job today. Here's the 4th medal and the last puzzle piece. Thank you for doing your best and participating in our learning task. Since you listen and stay, here's another medal for an amazing student like you. Next is the assignment. Please prepare to take a picture or a screenshot of this task. Based on the examples of analogy in each item, fill in the boxes with the correct letters to determine what type of analogy is given, then write it in your notebook. Now that you have learned analogy, we are able to identify analogy and its relationships, supply the words or expressions that complete the analogy, arrange the correct pair of analogies, and determine the benefits of analogy in seeing the relationship between words, terms, and ideas. Are you able to understand the analogy? Very good, student investigators. Word analogy is like a logic puzzle. This compares two different things by breaking them into parts to see how they are related. We also talk about analogy format. Single colon stands to is to. Double colon stands to as. We also talk about the 10 types of analogy relationships. The first one is synonyms, antonyms, place, part to whole, characteristic quality, cause and effect, function, degree, performer and action, last, performer and object. Now, let's solve the case of Mr. Pat's wedding ring. Let's put together all the puzzle pieces that you collected. Look! The wedding ring is under Mr. Pat's office table. What an excellent job, student investigators! I'll immediately send this information. That's it for today. Again, I'm Teacher Viv Santos, your teacher investigator. See you on the next episode. Bye!